In this lecture, I will explain what is a cooling tower, what are its main types, and what are the main components of a cooling tower. Let's start with the definition of a cooling tower. The primary task of a cooling tower is to reject heat of hot water into the atmosphere, and heat is exchanged between hot water and the air which is sent into the cooling tower. So it is very frequently used industrial utility that is used to cool down the hot water coming from the plant, which can be a power plant or any chemical process plant. This diagram is showing the cooling water system. The hot water coming from the plant heat exchangers are coming to cooling tower, and this in this cooling tower uh, air is blown with the help of fans, and heat is removed by air from the hot water circulation. Some of the water is lost to the atmosphere in the form of evaporation, and that is made up by a water source through a pump. Now I will discuss different types of cooling towers. There are two major types of cooling tower. The first one is natural draft cooling tower, and the second one is mechanical draft cooling tower. So I will first explain what is natural draft cooling tower. Natural draft cooling towers use very large concrete chimneys to introduce air through the media. They are typically used in power stations. They are very huge. They are of very huge size. Let me show you its diagram. This is a diagram of a natural draft cooling tower in which air is blown through the hot water without any mechanical system. As we all know that when the air gets heated, it will move upwards, and the hot water is sprayed through nozzles, and that hot water then passes through the fill materials. Fill materials are made of wood or plastics, and heat is exchanged between the water droplets and air in these fill materials. The second major type of cooling towers are mechanical draft towers. These towers utilize large fans to force or suck air through circulated water. So these mechanical draft towers are mainly categorized due to the fan selection, and the further types of these mechanical draft towers are counterflow induced draft cooling tower, then counterflow forced draft cooling tower. So these two cooling towers are counterflow, but uh, the basic difference is of fan. And in the first category, the fan is induced draft. In the induced draft fan, and the air is sucked. It gives a sucking uh, of air through fan. And in the second type, the air is blown with a positive pressure, and pressure is higher at the outlet, whereas in the uh, induced draft fan, the pressure is higher at the inlet. The third type of cooling tower is cross flow induced draft cooling tower. So now we will discuss each of them one by one. And in the first type, which is counterflow induced draft design, the hot water enters at the top while air is introduced at the bottom and exits at the top. So now I'll show you the figure of induced draft counterflow cooling tower. You can see in this diagram that on the top side there is a fan installed, and the water is sprayed through these nozzles, and this fan is sucking the air from bottom of this cooling tower, and these are the lowers, inlets, and from which the cold air enters the cooling tower, and it started to flow upwards due to the sucking of this fan, whereas water droplets are falling down. So flow is airflow and water flow is opposite in direction. That is why it is called counterflow. So air takes the heat of hot water and is rejected to the atmosphere. Before going to the atmosphere, the water droplets are collected in this separators, and hot water is accumulated at the bottom of this cooling tower, and you can see at the bottom there is cold water, and then this cold water is recirculated to the plant for usage. And in this second figure, a fill is shown. These fills enhances the heat transfer rate, and they are usually made of plastics and wood materials. And the basic purpose of this fill is to increase the surface area so that heat transfer may be increased. The second type, which is forced draft counterflow. In the forced draft counterflow, a blower is placed on the side. You can see in this figure, in the previous one the blower was on the top, but now it is on the side of bottom side. So air is blown with a positive pressure at the bottom, and it flows upwards, and rest of the operation is similar. Only the air direction is now from bottom to upwards with a positive pressure, and then I will explain what is cross flow. In cross flow induced draft towers, the water enters at the top and passes over the fill. The air, however, is introduced at the side, either on one side single flow tower or opposite sides double flow towers. So that means air is coming from top, sorry, water is coming from top and air is blown through sides. Let me explain you with a figure. This is the figure of induced draft cross flow cooling tower. This is a single cross flow cooling tower and this is a double cross flow. You can see here this is a induced fan on the top, and this fan is sucking air from its sides, and you can see the air is entering from these inlets of air into a cooling tower, and water is sprayed from the top of the fill, and this air takes away the heat of hot water, and then it is blown to the atmosphere. Now you can if you concentrate on this figure, now you can see the direction of flow of air is in the horizontal direction. It will move in this direction horizontally, whereas the water will move vertically. So that is why it is called cross flow. So after the heat is taken away from the hot water, the cold water is accumulated at the bottom, which is called basin of the cooling tower. So next I will discuss some of the components of cooling tower. The components are, the first one is frame and casing. So the frames, structural frames that are used to support the exterior enclosures. It also supports motor, fans and other components. Basically it is the casing of a cooling tower. Then the most important component of a cooling tower is called fill. It is made of plastics and or wood. It is used to facilitate heat transfer by maximizing water and air contact. So basically it is maximizing the contact between air and water. So fill are of two types. It is first one is called splash fill, and the second type is film fill. So now I will explain the difference between splash fill. In the splash fill, water falls over successive layers of horizontal splash bars, continuously breaking into smaller droplets. So in this splash fill, the splash bars are horizontal, and its purpose is to break the water droplets into smaller droplets. The second type of fill is film fill. It consists of thin, closely spaced plastic surfaces over which the water spreads from forming a thin film. So in this type, a film is made of water, like a film that is made in lubrication theory in bearings. So a water film is made and that comes in contact with the air. These surfaces may be flat, corrugated, honeycombed or other patterns. The film type of fill is the more efficient and provides same heat transfer in a smaller volume than the splash fill. it means that film fill is better than the splash fill. The next component is cold water basin. In this is located at the bottom of the tower, and it receives the cooled water, and the cooled water is then recirculated to the plant, and its basic purpose is to collect the cold water and then send it to heat transfers, heat exchangers in the plant. The next component is drift eliminators. The drift eliminators are mounted at the top of the cooling towers, below the fan. Its purpose is to capture water droplets that are entrapped in the air streams. So basically it recovers some of the water that would be wasted to the atmosphere. And the next component is air inlets. Air inlets are the point of entry for air into the cooling tower. The inlet may take up an entire side of a tower. So normally air is taken into the cooling tower from sides or from the bottom. The next component is called as lowers. Generally, cross flow towers have inlet lowers. So lowers are only found in cross flow towers. The purpose of lowers is to equalize airflow into the fill. So basically its purpose is to distribute the air equally into the fill in cross flow towers. So they are not used in counterflow cooling towers. The next component is called nozzles. Nozzles are used to spray the water to wet the fill. So basically it converts the water stream into small droplets to improve the heat transfer rate. Then fans are used in each of the cooling tower, mechanical fans, and two types of fans are used: axial type, which is also called as propeller type, and the centrifugal fans. Propeller types fans are induced fan that provides sucking of air, and centrifugal fans are forced fans that provides positive pressure at the inlet. Thank you. This was all about cooling towers and its types and some of its major components.